Hey, what's going on, everyone? Dan the Glassman here, and this is a gardenia glass and making a drop of water. I'm not really sure if I'm going to post this video up or not, or share it with anyone. I kind of wanted to just talk about a few things of what's been going on. A lot of information, a lot of download has been coming through me. Understanding that we all are water, we all flow like water, and water holds memory, water is energy, water can create light when you put frequency or energy through it. It's like a conduit. When you understand that you are a conduit, you are just all made of water, and all this information can come through God, through you, and basically manifest out of you all the different things of what makes us who we are. When you understand that and you're an eternal spirit soul, you unlock yourself and remove yourself from the matrix, and you get yourself into a place of heaven on earth, basically, where everything is bliss. And it doesn't have to be where you're just like laughing and cracking up all the time and you're just like completely like a lunatic, but just that everything is bliss, and that you understand everything and how things work and why things work, and the reasons for all our losses and all our pain and all that stuff. So when you can get to this point in life and you can unlock yourself out of the matrix, you start to realize that we're all the same thing, all from the same source. We're all eternal spirit souls. We're all vibrations and frequencies of energy that manifest into the bodies that we can see ourselves being who we are, our beings. But then we also have our souls, we have our thoughts, we have our chakras, which gives us all the different connections, all the different modalities that we have. Like your crown chakra, the chakras above you that connect you to the higher source. You have your heart chakra, which is where all of your love is, and where you keep God and the love for God right there. And when you can keep God and Vishnu right there in your heart, and just allow that to be, the world's just so beautiful. You also have like your other chakras. You have your sacral chakras, you have your root chakra, the sexual primordial energy, which a lot of people get that chakra confused with the heart chakra, and they start to confuse lust or that sensual need with love and with the heart. The root chakra actually vibrates at the red color, the red frequency. The heart chakra actually vibrates at a green frequency, a 528 megahertz frequency. I'm not sure if the root chakra is 174 megahertz frequency, but there's a lot of knowledge as far as different frequencies and sounds and vibrations, and that the universe basically is the universe, one song, one vibration. That's why we're all one vibration, one song, one universe, all from the one great spirit. It's how we're connected, and then we all flow like water. And once you can realize that you are 90% water, and that it's easier to just become water and flow instead of being the rock at the bottom of the stream and trying to hold on with the rest of the rocks and anchor yourself down and be grounded a little too much, and then you just are kind of stuck there. And you may move a little bit slowly downstream. You might flow down there a little bit, and then some people get carried away and they get a little bit too airy and it's too much up there, and they become like leaves, and they just float away on tops of the currents of water. And sometimes they can get trapped in the rocks are trapped on the side, and instead of being water and just flowing with water and just being part of the stream, part of the flow. So you don't have to be like the rock and be stuck. You don't have to be like the leaf and get carried away. You can just be like the water and flow. It should be real simple, since we're all made of water. 90% of our bodies, our vessels are made of water, all the way down to the cellular structure, where they say that's where the boson Higgs particle is, which they've been finding scientifically, which is the God particle. It's all just vibration, all just frequency, all just energy. So, you know, there's a lot of things that's been going on. Once you start to open up, awaken to these things, the signs that are in our lives, and they direct us. If we understand to let go and let God and just flow, instead of trying to be in control of certain situations, when certain things come up, if you just go with them, everything is just going to make sense, and everything is just going to flow and fall right into place. But a lot of times when you try to control situations, you basically create your own frustration and your own sadness or hurt or anger or depression, because you have an expectation, or you are basically assuming, making an assumption of how a certain situation is going to turn out. You know, the 4 agreements are very important. You know, you keep an impeccable word. That means to always do what you say what you mean, and you know, like don't say things that are so simple. You know, like people say, "Oh, I'm starving to death," and you know, for one, you're not starving unless you really are and you don't have any food. And starving to death, like that's pretty that's pretty intense words there. You got to be careful what you speak and what you say. Words, spellings, spells, magic. You got to be very careful with what you say, what you chant, or the vibrations that flow out of you and come out and sound. It's all just vibrations, all just sound. You got to be real careful. Keep an impeccable word. Always take nothing personal. You know, you never know what someone else is going through, and they might put all their BS on you, and you know, just unload all their trash right into your front yard. And you may not want any of that. You may not have the time or whatever, but for some reason, they're entrusting you with all of it. And so it's good to just not take things personal. Sometimes people get real bitter and angry at you, and you don't know if they've just been having a bad day or not, so it's better not to react. We can control our reactions to certain emotions. You're free, and you know, you're welcome to all the emotions that you have. You're entitled to feel sadness, hurt, anger, depression, alone, you know, being lonely. You're entitled to feel those things. But it's your reaction that you have control of, and you have free will that God gave you in order to be able to react to things in a more positive manner, instead of continuing a negative cycle or a negative vibration out there, and then allowing yourselves to then put that trash onto someone else's front yard, you know, without cleaning it up, you know, or purifying it first, or dissolving it to where it's not even trash anymore. But then you can talk about the blessing of what it was, and the lesson or lesson that the person who first put trash on your lawn, what they were going through. They had to have come to some sort of an answer, a solution, or something to the problem they were going through. And if not now, or by now, then hopefully soon, and we'll pray for them that they'll be able to reach that conclusion soon. But, you know, don't take anything personal, because you never know what people are going through. And then you don't want to do that to them. You know, there's a Chinese proverb, you know, be careful not to become a dragon while battling or fighting a dragon. Something like that. While fighting a dragon, be careful not to become one yourself. I think that may be the Chinese proverb. And so that means basically, a dragon also in the Chinese zodiac and things, it means like a blessing and, very knowledgeful, full of strength and power, wisdom, protection, but also there is the dragon, which is the serpent, and it has a negative force associated as well. And that's what they mean by not to become that negative force when fighting a negative force. Do not become the dragon when fighting the dragon. So it's been pretty interesting, this journey that I've been on for the last, for my life, I guess. Everything happens for a reason. And I'm now piecing together everything. 22 years of blowing glass. I've been blessed with realizing that I can put this into devotional service for God and being able to unify everyone all in solidarity for water, for one of our most important resources on this planet, and one of the most important creations that was created by God, which we were basically given order to protect all of God's creations. We have dominion over this planet. We were given dominion. That means that we were basically given, we're guardianship. We were given guardianship, so we're guardians, we're protectors. When you become a guardian to a child, you don't become that child's ruler or authority figure, per se. You become more of a guide. You help them. You become a guardian to them, like a guardian angel, where you watch over them throughout their life and you protect them. And so that's what we're supposed to be doing. It doesn't mean that we were basically given rule and dominion over all the other living animals and living every creature's souls. That doesn't give us the permission to then desecrate what's holy and start to murder things. Thou shalt not kill. That means also with many things. You want to be able to take blessings as they're given. You don't want to receive them and not just take them. So you don't want to take an animal's life, but you can receive fruit and medicines and seeds and things from plants as they tend to blossom and flower and basically bloom into fruition, to where they're just full of flowers and full of fruits. And then they, when they're ready, the plants will give them to you. They drop and they fall to the earth. And if you're paying attention, you'll get them before the other little critters do, or else they'll become blessed with all of that, the life force that plant had. But you don't want to take the life force of an animal and then cut short the time of that spirit or that soul. You wouldn't want your time to be cut short right now as you're going through this whole lesson, a B lesson on this planet. Although some people, they're ready to go. They want to just get away from here and move on, and sometimes it's through suicide, and that's not good, because you want to make sure that you learn what you came back here for, so you can go back and take that with you, or else you will be forced to come back in a lower life form in order to try to make it through again and become human once again. It's going to take thousands of tries for you to do this, thousands of lifetimes. So there's a lot of things that are going on in my life right now, because I've basically become like water and just flowing like water, embracing the fact that I'm an Aquarian and that I am a water bearer. And a water bearer, I'm bringing all these water drops to the world to unify everyone in solidarity, to help protect the water so we can all become one again. One song, one chant, one vibration, one universe, just whole as one. Bring our souls together. Water, Standing Rock, that really opened up the world's eyes. They have this whole thing that says the world is watching when they're filming police officers and people are doing stuff. And as they were filming Standing Rock, they were saying the whole world is watching. And, they were right. The whole world is watching and was watching that whole time. And you can see the movement going on now with Water is Life in many different languages throughout the world now. And you see all these different signages made and websites and all kinds of people that are now, they got merchandise left and right all over the place. It says Mini Wachoni, Water is Life, Protect the Sacred, and Standing Rock, and all these different languages from all over the world now. Everyone is uniting once again. The Hopi prophecy is coming to pass now, or it's going to happen. It's all the tribes of the world, all the rainbow warriors of the world are coming together. All the rainbow tribes, we're all coming together right now and unifying because of water. Because we need to protect water. We need to have clean water in order to drink, in order to bathe. It's really, really wrong what's going on in Flint, Michigan right now. And those of you who are watching from around the world, Flint, Michigan in the United States, there's lead in their water. And the city officials allowed that lead to contaminate the water. Basically, they allowed this to happen in order to poison the people. There's an agenda going on where they're depopulating the world because there's too many people on this planet. And all of us can live in harmony. There's so much food in abundance here that, and a lot of it's just going to waste. If you would just check out information on how much waste or food goes to the landfills every year, or water that gets wasted on different industries that we don't need. It's not necessary for us to survive. We need the Holy Trinity, the three things. We need water, we need air, we need food. And you put all those together, and that becomes sacred. That becomes spiritual, and should become our religion. It should be the way of life, what we believe in, and what we all come together for. And to me, what I've learned is that religion is just having the knowledge of God, or knowing that God exists, or that we're all one universe. We all come from the same source. And when you acknowledge that, then that's religion right there. It doesn't matter what you call it. We all come from different walks of the earth, and we all have different languages, so we interpret things differently. Our perception and what we perceive to be reality can be different. My color blue is different than your color blue. The only way that we could really even discuss that would be digitally, where it's been mapped out, where I think it's like F £, or hashtag nowadays, F hashtag, and then all zeros, I believe, is devoid of color, and is, I believe, black. And then, you have computer programmers that know like what red is and what blue is and things like that. I don't know those numbers, but I know it's a lot of binary code and zeros and ones, but they have other numbers too as far as the color patterns, which is interesting. Because we're speaking about vibrations and patterns right now. And I wanted to talk about that because things are happening right now. I've always known about Jesus and God in that sense, the Christianity view. Been to the Gospel Baptist Church. I've been to Catholic Church. Been to a Protestant, or no, maybe not Protestant, but I've been to a Presbyterian, and I've been to different churches, and I've always understood Jesus was here to teach us many things, and basically be an example for us to live by, and to get us connected back with God, with the higher source, or to connect us back with the universe, the one song. So we're all in the same tone or same frequency with one another. Basically, we're buzzing like bees, and we can harmonize better that way, And there's a trick to it, Some of us are vibrating at a higher frequency than others, and the others are at a very low frequency and vibrating with a lot of the materialism that's going on, and they are possessed by the possessions, the material aspects of the world, and so their frequency or their vibration is very low. And it's like a tuning fork, or two tuning forks. When you put them together, the stronger one, if you have one that's vibrating at a very stronger, more amplified pitch or vibration, the other tuning fork will eventually start to vibrate at that vibration. So that's what we have to do, is we have to vibrate at the strongest amplitude, be as powerful in our vibration, or be secure and have faith in what we believe in the most positive ways. And then we have to amplify that out and basically just be examples for others, and then they will eventually start to vibrate with us. It's that simple. I had a download from a shaman, from a shawl actually, not even from a shaman, but a shawl that a shaman wore. And the information had to do with these blankets of woven tapestries that have vibrations of sound from the plants, the plant medicine that comes through possibly during their ayahuasca ceremonies. I've never done ayahuasca. I don't think I need to. I'm already vibrating at a level that I don't know I should do that yet. And if I do, I don't know if I'm coming back. But I've never done peyote either. That's another thing that I'm not sure I even need to do that. But some do in order to unlock themselves to this vibration. But these patterns are basically sound vibrations, or songs, or chants, prayers. And I was handed one of the shawls to hold that one of the shamans wore as he sung these vibrations to the world and shared them. And the information that I got was that the vibrations and the sounds all need to be taught to the rest of the world, and that we are all vibration, and that the shaman needs us, the chosen ones, to be able to get this out there, and only the chosen ones understand this. Those who don't understand will be taught by us. Like, we'll just be guides and just lead by example. We'll just start singing the songs, and others will then start following. It's as simple as putting a song on the radio, and then others will just eventually gravitate to it. And you can hide a lot of information in media and things like that. They're already doing it. Hollywood is very smart. NASA is very smart. NASA is Hollywood. They're very smart. A lot of things are out there that are hidden in fiction or non-fiction. Fiction hidden in non-fiction. A lot of the cartoons and the funny movies that are all special effects. You got to watch them deeper with the more open eye, a more third eye that's open, and be able to connect the dots to everything that's really going on. But I've been given this transmission about the vibrations, teaching people about solfeggio frequencies. It starts at 174. The 1 for the next vibration, basically 174. The 1 becomes a 2, the 7 becomes an 8, the 4 becomes a 5. It keeps going like that. The 2, the 8, the 5, the 2 becomes a 3, the 8 becomes a 9, and the 5 becomes a 6. 396. In numerology, after 9 you don't go to 10, you go back to 1. There is no 0. So then you get to, after 396, then you get 417, and then 528. 528 is the heart chakra. Vibrate on your heart chakra, meditate on that. Learn about your chakras, learn what they do, how you can connect your energies together from the top of your crown all the way to the bottom of your base, the root, where all of your pelvic bone basically touches the earth when you sit down on the earth. All of that, that's your vessel. You don't need your legs, really, or your arms, but your vessel here is definitely something that you need. Without it, I don't know if the chakras would move up into your head. I know mad scientists are probably trying to figure out a way to keep a head alive without a heart and without lungs and without a stomach to eat and process food and things like that. But without the chakras, I don't think it's really, I don't know if it's really possible. And if so, it's a miracle. And much love and prayers to whoever survived that way. But I don't really know what else to say check out the Icaros. They're from the Amazon rainforest. Buy them and help them support the rainforest and save the waters and the Amazon and the rainforest, and from all the tree cutting, all the devastation. Also, we vote with our money, with our dollar. So be careful and be conscious of what you purchase when you go shopping. Be conscious of where you go shopping. I personally have been trying to boycott Walmart for a very long time. The other day, I will admit, we went shopping over there to get a swimming pool for my daughter, which was plastic, and it's not a good thing to buy. But I would love to have plastic be made out of hemp, and I would love to teach the world about hemp plastic and hemp cement and hemp wood and hemp paper and hemp oil and hemp food and the EFAs, essential fatty acids, and how they are the #1 source of EFAs for the human consumption, the 100% perfect source of EFAs and protein, complex protein, 30 grams of protein per 100 grams of weight. That's a lot. That's 30% right there. I believe it's maybe higher than the soybean. Soybean might be a little bit higher than that. But hemp is super important. It's a superfood. It's God's blessing, God's gift to us. Hemp, cannabis sativa, cannabis indica, medicinal marijuana, whatever you want to call it. It's a plant, and it's sacred, and it's an herb given to us by God in order for us to sustain our lives here and be able to live in a more peaceful way, in a more prosperous way, and in a more harmonious way with the rest of the living creatures here. So as you know, I'm just on this mission here to make these water drops and to help unify all the water protectors from Standing Rock. And I want to basically give them to those who were actually there on the front lines and put their lives on the line. Those who were hit by rubber bullets, those who were sprayed with mace, those who were bit by dogs, the children who were up there, those who helped to keep the fires going, all the sacred fires going, and all the songs going, the heartbeat of the drum, those who kept all the food going, and all those souls fed. All of you who had incidences with the officers, those who were arrested, anyone who was supplying as much as they possibly could up that way, even if you weren't there, the keyboard warriors who did their best to do as much knowledge sharing and just spreading the information worldwide and letting the world know and letting the world watch that and be sure that the whole world was watching. I thank you all for everything that you've done and for sacrificing your time and your life for this. The fight's not over yet, and that's why we're still doing this. The Drop of Water on Facebook, facebook.com/thedropofwater. Please join our fight there. Also, you can purchase a drop of water from Etsy, www.etsy.com/shop/thedropofwater. I'm sorry this video is so long and that it's now ending in a little bit of promo, but this is how we're going to be able to fund this fight. And I do want to make sure that 30% of the proceeds, the sales of these drops are $10 each, so $3 of each one will go to the cause to help fight. Right now there's a fight in Flint, Michigan, and the camps are up. The wolves den is there, and there's a lot of protectors up there now, and they're building gardens, and they're bringing in clean water. And I'm trying to figure out how we can test the water there from the tap and teach people how to distill it and test it again to make sure that all the lead has been taken out through a distillation process, and get every sink and every bathtub and every water source outlet outfitted with a distillation process so we can get clean water back into Flint, Michigan, and to the rest of the world. And it's going to be a marketing campaign, and there's going to be a bunch of you people, corporate people, business people, entrepreneurs, you bankers, all you people who are trying to make money off of the oil and everything. This is an opportunity to make money. Let's make money and save the water. Let's bring clean water to all of us so your children, your grandchildren, all of our children can have clean drinking water for the rest of our lives, for all of eternity, as long as the human race is on this planet. We need to make sure that we can sustain the human race here. while we're here, for whatever reason that we're here, to collect the information and the knowledge and the love and the compassion and everything that we're supposed to be doing here and being guardians of this planet. Let's do that, and let's come together as one, in one universe, one song, one chant, one vibration, one spirit once again. Mini Wachoni, water is life. Hare Krishna. Much love, blessings, and many prayers to all of you. Aho, Matakyo Asin. I love you all. Thank you for watching. And please, please, please help this mission. Thank you for your time.